I'm sorry. There's no other greatest champion in AEW history than Kenny Omega.
Okay, I agree with that.
What?
Besides that, I'm sorry. This past year. Okay, no, it's fine. Let's start with that. Compare that to now.
No.
Would you take that championship and the past with Chris Jericho, or will you take what's happening right now with MJF?
What's happening right now with MJF?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would go back in time, though. I ain't gonna lie.
No, fuck
Please,
that.
come and
Fuck
stop
that.
lying
Fuck
to
that.
yourself.
Fuck that.
We are.
Fuck that.
I'd go back.
Look, I'm not talking about storyline. I'm talking about championship wise. It's a fucking disaster.
How?
We had the Cowboy Hangman win the fucking
Yes.
title. He lost it to Samoa Joe. The fucking NJ got it.
Yeah.
How are you not seeing this fucking problem?
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall.
It's go time.
I'll tell you why.
I'll
tell you why. I said,
I'm not on his side, by the way.
I said, when I said this back in December, when we recorded this part, I said the reason why Hangman won was because Tony wanted Hangman to win. That was his guy. And then when he got into September, he said, fuck, I don't know what to do. Tony did not know how to book. Tony doesn't know how. I hate saying this, but Tony doesn't know how to book a babyface champion.
So how do you think that does not impact the championship? It does. That championship is fucking tarnished right now.
It's not tarnished.
It don't say hold any fucking credibility
no,
right now.
No.
Dude,
That's
hey,
wrong.
stop
That's
lying
wrong.
to
That's wrong.
yourself.
No. I tell you why.
Wow.
The credibility is there because this past Wednesday, we saw everybody is gunning for the AEW World Championship. That's the beauty of having a heel as a champion. Someone as dastardly as MJF, you know it's perfect. That motherfucker is not going to want to wrestle you. He literally goes out there and bitches and complains about how he doesn't want to wrestle. He literally is the antithesis of what AEW is.
I will say, Chris Jericho, when he won the Undisputed Championship, it was the same for him too.
It was the same thing.
I will say, when you have multiple people who on television clearly make it known and they somehow interlace them to the
perfect
main
wording.
championship storyline, it makes for a more compelling TV.
Thank you.
Because you have so many different angles that you can take with
Thank
it.
you.
It's only when it's one particular route. If you only deal with like one rivalry, it has to be a fucking good ass rivalry for it to carry. But the problem is they've been doing one-on-ones, one guy here, one, and it's just kind of ass.
Better Rhodes.
That's where, yeah.
Better Rhodes.
For example, a good one-on-one rivalry was Hangman and Swerve.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Exactly.
Of course.
great rivalry. And if we're gonna pull from WWE, we could have HBK and I think Undertaker. I like that rivalry. Undertaker and HBK. I loved that rivalry between those two.
There's no
But that's what
There's
I'm
no
saying.
championship,
Let's go
There
back
was no
to
championship, but it was a good rivalry.
let's go back to that
We're talking about
example.
championship.
Swerve was not even a champion for that long. They gave it to Bryan. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. The problem is not the storyline. The problem is that the championship carry no weight.
How does it not carry weight
Because
though?
it's been tossing around, passing like a fucking whore.
Okay, so when UFC does it, there's no.
UFC is a different sport, sir.
No. That's where you're wrong. Because the whole point is if AEW is basing itself as the elite wrestlers, it goes back to what Jay was saying. Can Goku go one-on-one with Vegeta?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
right? On an offset, can Vegeta be Goku? On an offset.
No.
Yes, right? Yes.
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
You can.
That's the whole point of being a Saiyan or a whole point of being elite. You have many contenders who anybody can be a champion. You can have Swerve. You can have Samoa Joe. You can have MJF.
Well, it
you have
depends
Kenny
on which
Omega.
version of Vegeta.
Which version of
doing this?
Vegeta?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jay.
I got to think about it.
Hey, but again, it goes back. It depends on which version of Hangman. It depends on what version of Kenny Omega. It depends on what version of you name a character, we have it. That's the whole point of a championship. If you're a champion, you're supposed to be the elite of the elite. But sometimes your ass is gonna get knocked.
And what I also said was that if you just have a champion who just wins all the time and you already know the outcome based off the pairing, then it's not entertaining television.
Thank you.
What's the fucking point of it?
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
given
The whole idea is, if you remember, even back then, they had main championships switch on regular television shows.
they did,
Yes.
That creates more unpredictability.
Yes.
It gives you more angles you can tell for stories if you create that unpredictable factor. But when it's too predictable, then it's boring. The
Exactly.
fuck?
Exactly.
Especially if it's at a pay-per-view.
So that's why I don't get mad when titles change hands at the drop of a dime, right? It just really, for me, it just depends on who it is, what scenario, and if it's just a random case, it has to make some kind of sense for me to understand or comprehend,
Exactly.
right? Like if you're making a big return of a big ass a wrestler out of nowhere that's believable to win championships, I won't mind if he wins the championship on that night. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just some random Flojo that we know just he's been at the very bottom, he had no type of build whatsoever, comes and wins, then it's like, all right, man, what the fuck are we doing here?
Exactly. That goes back to what I'm saying. I understand that there's a discrepancy with the fact that a lot of people don't like MJF, I'm myself included, but I understand what he brings. Yes.
I think you're a hater. That's just
no, I just think he does the shtick over. It's the same shtick. He doesn't evolve.
But it works.
It does work, but it's just the same shtick. I just want him to evolve.
It's entertaining.
The issue, the thing is, like, again, some people don't like him, but I've always said this. They're better at chasers. Babyface are better at chasers. Why do you think Cody Rhodes was agreeing to although Cody Rhodes is a different conversation because right now he's getting booed.
He is.
But
Cody
Rhodes,
I told you it was going to happen eventually.
Cody Rhodes lost the title, and he's like, I'm going to get it back. What is everybody saying?
No.
Nah, we don't want you back at that.
Right. But Cody is already a made guide. Right. You can't sit here and tell me that Hangman is a made guy when he lost the title.
Okay, so what if you're a made guy? You can still go back and win. I don't understand. That's one thing I don't understand is you're a made guy, therefore you can't win championships. What the fuck are you
It's not
talking
that
about?
you can win championships, that you gotta hold them until you hold credibility, because otherwise,
No, you don't.
the man is making the champion.
Hold on.
Not the champion is making
Bullshit.
the man.
Hold on. There's some truth to that, but wrestling has showed us throughout its history that it doesn't really follow that pattern. For example, my favorite wrestler back in WWE back in the days was Kane with the mask. Y'all already know this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all remember this motherfucker came in, won the WWE or F championship at the time from Stone Cold Steve Austin via unconventional methods and lost that son of a bitch the same night.
They enjoyed screwing
Okay.
over Kane.
All
That
right.
was a bit smooth.
It didn't diminish him at all. It doesn't diminish his future reigns as champions when he's had, right? Is he mentioned with the grades that we think about? No. But he's still, oh shit, yeah, Kane? Yeah, that guy right there. And I feel like that's what you need to strive for, at least. If you can't be the top guy, you have to be some type of credible motherfucker that's out there that niggas will remember you by, at least, right? You can't be some forgettable Flojo that gets lost in the shuffle. So it really just depends on how you're booked, what you do with that booking, right? That's really what it comes down to.
Now, I will agree and I will admit to what Splack was saying in the last episode is we do have way too many titles in AEW.
Yes. We've been saying that shit.
And my issue is
For
the
sure.
fact
The
that
confusion. There's a confusion with some of the titles.
but the other issue I have is the fact that what the fuck is our mid card?
There's too many of them.
There's
We
too
have
many.
a lot of
If I'm in the mid carder, if I'm a good wrestler and I'm in the AEW, why wouldn't I want to go challenge the AEW World Title? What inclines me to go for the TNT? What inclines me to go for the Continental? What inclines me to go for the national title?
That's
I have a better
That's
question.
crazy.
Nothing.
Which one of the mid cards are the second to the world title?
Exactly.
Because in WWE, the second to the undisputed title and the world
Heavyweight
championship is the intercontinental belts,
Yes.
both for the men and women. Oh, and the USA belt as well. In AEW, listen, I don't know what the fuck is going on with international belt, the national belt, the continental belt.
That's crazy.
That's
and
crazy.
then it's like-
International and then a national. Like, what the fuck?
I thought your TNT and TBS belt
Where's
were
the mid? Yeah.
were the
Exactly.
mid,
It used to be like that.
And we're mid and second to the world titles.
Exactly.
And then you introduced the international title, which was just like, okay, I guess we're moving the TBS title back.
That's
to
why
third.
I got.
And then they introduced the Continental which I was like, okay, granted, I love
don't
this.
forget, he fused it into the.
He fused it, which is what I liked.
Yes,
Because we were gonna have a second world title,
No,
but he
you-
took that away.
That-
yeah,
I
what is
don't
it called?
get that.
The
The unified
championship?
championship.
And that's supposed to which in my opinion, dumb idea. You
I
should
liked
just,
it. I thought if
No.
you just would have made it a second world title, you would have. It would have been great.
No, it would be fine if you got rid of the other two and just kept it as the
If you
unified
got rid of
championship.
the Continental,
Yes.
you got rid of the TNT. Well, you keep TNT.
No, keep the TNT title.
You keep TNT. You keep TNT. Get away the national, Continental,
And then just keep the unified.
and
That's
just
it.
keep the unified. That's
But
it.
that whole
and keep the
shtick was so
keep
bad.
the C2. Keep the C2. The C2 is great.
The C2 should be your Royal Rumble.
I agree.
That should be your Royal
That
Rumble.
should be your Royal.
That should be your okay. I'm good. The winner of
Well,
this
it can't
match.
be your Royal Rumble because it's a turn. It's a tourney.
Yeah, they have their
it's a round
casino.
robin tourney. They take it.
Yeah. If it's a round robin tournament, then do the same thing with G1. The winner gets a shot at the AEW World Championship. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest prize in the game. Do that.
But you would need. But if it was me, if I was booking, if I had to pin, I would begin the C2. I would have it lead up to the biggest pay-per-view of AEW, which I always forget for
All
AEW.
In.
All in. Thank you. Is that their version of WrestleMania?
Yes.
For the,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We literally
went there.
went to.
Hey, it was fucking great, man. I loved it. But anyway, you have the C2 have some lead up to All In. That's how I would have booked it. I wouldn't have booked.
I like that idea, but we need it in December because nothing happens in December. We need something to get it. We needed something to buy in the winter months, and I feel like it
Winter
works.
is coming. We got that. Next.
And that's not enough though.
The point is, man, these championships, bro,
They gotta go.
needs to stop.
They gotta go.
Honestly.
Yeah.
They gotta
And
go.
Get rid
What
of the
happens
national.
when you introduce too many championships, class? What happens?
It gets oversaturated.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
what
trios
else?
champs. We
Man.
barely remember.
It
what the
goes
fuck's
back to
going
what
on.
you were saying.
Man, what were you
It
saying?
gets devalued.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Okay.
Now,
That's
the,
what
now
happens.
the world championship is it devalued
Is it
right
devalued?
now? No, I don't think
But
it's
everything
devalued
else,
now. I don't
It
think
is
so.
the
No,
value.
no,
It
no.
is the value. It is.
No.
Let us know what you agree. I think it's the value. They don't
No,
think so.
I don't think it is. I think MJF bringing back the Burberry, by the way, it looks great. I think it looks great. I like that it's back in MJF's hand. That means we have a heel in the position. That means the baby faces or the anti-heroes are going to chase for it. And there's going to be, and we got all these storylines coinciding right now.
See-
Now, do I want Hangman to win it? No, he had a shot. Move to the back of the line.
If I'm Tony Khan,
No offense, Hangman.
I'm going to look at this and use this as an opportunity to create a whole story and angle around one particular wrestler who you want to build
I
or
agree.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Say that this sport is like too diluted. You need to purify it or some bullshit. And just take all these championships and burn them and erase them from the existence of AEW.
I agree. That honestly, that's what honestly.
So the story would be you take that wrestler, have him win those belts, and destroy them.
Get rid of
Don't
them.
say
be
it.
honest,
Don't
I'm
fucking
about to
say.
say
Don't
it.
fucking say it, Ace. I know what
about
the
to say
fuck
it.
you
About to say.
Oh my God.
The Death Rider should be the one
I
to do
know
that.
fucking say it. Moxie was already doing that.
Honestly, instead of having
shut
Moxley
the
do
fuck
it,
up.
you have
I'm cutting this shit off.
Yeah, you have.
Claudio
You have
do it.
yeah,
I'm
you
cutting
have-
this shit off. One thing remains: Hangman's title, second title run was ass.
Okay, we're
cut
not
this shit
doing
off.
that. Whatever. All right. We'll see you in the comments below. Let us know what y'all think. This
It's
is
Breaking
Breaking Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Are you listening? Damn.